It is stunning how quickly the ground has eroded under Al Franken on this story. And when you think back to the societal changes that have been set in motion by the original disclosures about Harvey Weinstein, I think what happened was initially Democrats assumed that Al Franken would be able to weather this storm, and Al Franken assumed that. But the need on the part of Democrats to enunciate their position clearly, to draw a contrast between their party and the Republican Party, to draw a contrast between how they treat their elected officials and how Republicans treat Donald Trump or Roy Moore, has caused them to coalesce behind the idea of pushing him out. They can't make him leave. This is not a formal expulsion effort, although it's possible that that could follow. But it's going to be very difficult for Al Franken to resist the complete alienation of his colleagues.
Do you believe, John, that Roy Moore will win in Alabama?
I think it is a very close race. I think it is essentially a toss-up race at this point. Roy Moore could win, but I think Doug Jones also has a possibility. I bring it up
for a reason. We talked about this earlier. If Roy Moore does win, is there a part of this story which is the Democrats will now be able to say, look at how we treat our senators who do these things, and look at how the Republicans treat their senators who allegedly have done these things?
Yes, but in fairness to Republicans, in the initial instance, when the allegations came out against him, after an initial period of stalling, they did call for him to leave.
They wanted him to pull out.
He wouldn't do it. And again, if Al Franken decides to Roy Moore this situation, he can say, sorry, guys, I'm not going anywhere. He was elected by the people of Minnesota. They can throw him out unless the Senate decides to, as a group. But that's a very high bar to throw him out.
Let's say Franken resigns. He's got an announcement tomorrow. Draw your implication from that, whatever. Is it a Democratic governor in Minnesota?
Yes.
Presumably that person would appoint a Democrat who would then what? Face a special election in November?
I don't know what the rules are in Minnesota. Each state has different rules over how quickly you have to have.
He would serve out all of Franken's term until 2020.
I think it's unlikely that a replacement would serve out the entire term, but the question is how quickly would that be triggered. But in any case, Mark Dayton is a Democrat in the governor's office, so Democrats won't lose a seat. And in that way, it is somewhat cost-free for Democrats to call for his resignation because they know they're not going to lose a number.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.